This is the Parish Line, a production of CGov, the Calcasieu Parish Government Channel, about the events, programs, and policies of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. Welcome to our May edition. On this month's program, we will get a look at improvements at Intracoastal Park, learn about homebuyers education classes offered by the Housing Counseling Agency, and show you the new location of the Calcasieu Business and Career Center. First, it took the efforts of hundreds of Southwest Louisiana residents, including dozens of police jury employees, to bring Westlake's American Idol Josh Ledette to the area for his homecoming.
Oh no! I see you up top, all the way up there. I see you guys over there too, and I see everybody in the middle. If I could get everybody to wave their hands from side to side like this. Oh no! What this man? Loves a woman. Yes, you do.
The police jury, as the owner of Burton Coliseum and as a major sponsor, hosted the homecoming pep rally and concert on Saturday evening. Planning for the event was an enormous undertaking, with police jury employees scrambling on short notice to make sure it was a success. Jason Barnes spearheaded the effort.
For about 2 weeks before we actually got the call, we were planning as if it might just happen. It could have been to where they could have gone to somewhere else, so they could use a high school or whatever. But we internally sort of had to start thinking about what would we do in that event that it would happen, what would we need to have sort of in place. And so the weekend before, like almost 1 week out from the actual day that it happened, we got a phone call from American Idol, Convention Visitors Bureau did, and they started asking for potential sites. They wanted to look at Burton. They wanted to look at some other things. And that was really when the clock started. It was getting them figures that they needed, some information that they needed to know about, capacity, things like that. But it really wasn't until Monday, about 12:30, about 12:30, the week of, that I got a text from someone at Convention and Visitors Bureau that says, it looks like it's going to be Burton. And that's sort of when everything just shifted into that kind of, okay, here we go, we've got to pull this off.
Daily meetings with stakeholders, sponsors, Southwest Louisiana CVB, numerous police agencies, McNeese State University representatives, Westlake officials, and numerous police jury department heads began, all working in conjunction with American Idol producers in California.
Well, to pull off an event, something like that, I mean, you have to think about all of the aspects, not just within, the concert itself. For instance, the sound and production, him actually getting up on stage and singing and all that, that was probably the easiest part of it all. It was more about how are you going to fit all these people in here? How are you going to get the tickets out to people? You know, at first we didn't even think we needed tickets. We thought just come as you are and all that, which, was something that was later proved to be something that was very not advisable at all. But it was those kinds of things and just figuring out, traffic of all that and all of the needs that that would have to take into place. I mean, what most people take for granted when you go to a concert, or an event like this, we had to really think out. One of the examples that I could give you is for instance, the sections. Every section, because we thought every section was going to be filled to capacity, we really needed an usher or somebody to be in every section watching that. We needed security all over the place watching. And so there were just, from every imaginable thing you could think of, we had to figure out all of those logistics. And thankfully we had a team of people within the police jury itself. Before we even went out and looked beyond the police jury, we found a lot of knowledgeable experts that could really lend some good advice to what needed to be done.
One of the crucial decisions of the event was determining a plan to distribute tickets for the homecoming pep rally and concert, taking into consideration fairness, logistics, and most importantly, public safety.
The tickets were something that we had to do. Once we decided that, once we made the decision that we had to do the tickets, it then became almost like a game of negotiations with the security folks. They were really concerned. They really didn't want anybody camping out overnight, because there was an idea at one point that they do at 8 o'clock. Thursday, when the results came out, 8 o'clock the next morning, camp out at these two locations. They didn't feel safe about that at all. And at one point, I think if the security's best idea that they brought forth was that they didn't want to give any wait time. It was once the results were given, then drive on over and get the tickets. And that was sort of uncomfortable, and we really wanted to have at least a little bit of a chance for people. So we thought Westlake would be a good distribution point, and McNeese Ticket Fieldhouse, and we agreed with security that it would be 5 o'clock, we'd let the public know, and 8 o'clock the tickets would go on sale if he made it.
The opportunity to display Burton Coliseum at the precise time of the concert was serendipitous. The Coliseum and the entire Burton complex are in the midst of a major refurbishing effort, with many of the Coliseum's aesthetic improvements completed just days before the concert.
That was just sheer coincidence. Before the American Idol came out, and there was even a possibility of that, we had been in a rigorous schedule of trying to implement a rebranding campaign for the Burton Coliseum and the complex. And the reason why we were in such a hurry was because the second week of May, or the third week of May, was when graduations would begin at Burton Coliseum. And we knew that from that period in the middle of May to really the end of June, with the high school rodeo finals and all that, we estimated about 25 to 30,000 people would be coming through there. So that was a high traffic moment, and we tried to get everything implemented for that particular date, which we had with all of our contractors and everybody that we worked with on this project. We had a completion date of May 7th. So it's just sheer luck that that was all there, and we could add about 7,900, 8,000 people to that 25, 26, and they were able to see that.
My opinion is this is the biggest thing that has hit Calcasieu Parish since Hurricane Rita. Hurricane Josh is now home, but he's going to take LA by storm, and we're going to go to the #1 position here before long. That's what I believe. Woo!
When you really sit back and you think back on all of the things that were needed and the way it all happened, it is in so many ways parallel to a hurricane emergency plan. I mean, we knew about 4 days, 5 days out that he was coming. We had to plan for that. Normally, on most occasions, when you have a hurricane, that's about the same time you have. We had daily briefings. And there were all these agencies and organizations. This wasn't just Burton Coliseum. There was a big parade that took place, and they went to Contraband Days. So you had all these agencies working together for this one event, and it even in a humorous way, it got down to the point where the last briefing that we had Friday had Roger Erickson with the National Weather Service giving us a briefing, which it was like, this was too weird because and we were in the Emergency Operations Center. We're sitting there and I'm thinking this is too much like a hurricane deal. But the great thing about the way it's parallel to it and everything, one of the best things that you can say about it is, it was all for a good thing.
This is
Thanks for coming out and supporting me.
In the coming weeks, CGov plans to produce a 30-minute program documenting the full effort made in Southwest Louisiana to bring Josh back home, including interviews with many of the people who worked tirelessly to make it happen, and with much more video of the entire weekend. The Calcasieu Parish Housing Counseling Agency within the police jury offers homebuyer classes to residents in Calcasieu and the surrounding parishes. Molly Morgan has the story.
First-time homebuyer educational classes are being offered through the Calcasieu Parish Housing Counseling Agency, and residents can expect help in a variety of ways. Housing counselor Deborah Tate explains.
We cover several different things in the classes. We start off with just teaching them about whether or not they have a checking account. We teach them about their budget. We teach them about what they need as far as their credit report, how to keep their credit clean. We tell them about purchasing a home, who they need to go through, the different guidelines that they need as far as building a home or purchasing a home. We also have different companies come in. We'll have the bankers come in, we'll have the realtors, we'll have the insurance company come in, which they need to purchase a home. We'll have the pest inspector and the home inspector. We also have someone from the City of Lake Charles come in that tells them about the down payment and closing costs. So we really provide them with a lot of information that they will need to become first-time home buyers.
The classes are open to the general public with no guidelines needed to apply, and they are held over a 3-day period.
There isn't any income guidelines when you come in through our program. We are a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, so anyone that is interested in becoming a first-time home buyer is welcome to attend the classes. All they need to do is just register when it's open, and then they're more than welcome to attend the classes. The first class would be like on a Saturday, it's 8 hours, and I do provide lunch for them. The second class that we have, where we have all the bankers and the insurance company come in, that's for 3 hours, and then the last class that we provide for them at Lowe's is only a 2-hour course.
Residents take the homebuyer educational classes for different reasons.
It was a class that I felt that I needed because some would be a first-time home buyers for Habitat for Humanity.
Trying to buy a house for the first time, and with Project Build the Future, and they sent me to a class. What's a decent credit score to go to the bank and get a loan?
The process that you have to go through of buying a home and banking. There's a lot of things that I didn't know about that I was informed that this class would help us with. Like a one-on-one counseling, like learning about the credit, what I need to do to clear up my credit so that when it comes time for closing, everything would go through. It was different things that I thought I knew that I really didn't know. We have booklets now, and we have guidelines that we can go through to take the different steps to get where we need to be.
The Lowe's classes will give homebuyers helpful tips on simple home repair projects.
We do have them go over to Lowe's, and they are going to learn, different things that they need to repair in their home, whether it be a faucet, or laying down tile, sheetrock, anything like that. Lowe's do provide them with the hands-on experience to teach them.
Fixing, patching drywalls, fixing holes in the wall, installing doors, and make sure get your cuts and everything square.
Repairing doors, putting in doors.
Well, it's been an experience. It's been something new, so we'll see how everything works.
To register for the first-time homebuyers education class, they go through our website at www.cpppj.net, and they can go to the Human Service Department and then look for Housing Counseling Agency, and it will be open where they can do online registration, and once they register, it comes directly to me. If you do not have a computer, then you're more than welcome to call me at 721-3577, and I can register you at that time. Again, that it is free. If you're interested in attending the class, just contact me. Also, if you need help with your credit, budgeting, anything dealing with your finance, you can contact me. I also help people, like if they have foreclosure, in the process of foreclosure, I'll see what I can do with that too. So it's just a variety of things that we do offer in the Housing Counseling Agency Department, and all that information is located at our website.
If you're interested in registering for the homebuyer classes, you can visit our parish website at www.cppj.net or contact Deborah Tate at 721-3577. For the Parish Line, I'm Molly Morgan.
The next homebuyer education classes will be on Saturday, July 7th, Tuesday, July 10th, and Saturday, July 14th. All classes are free and open to the general public. The parish's Intracoastal Park is being upgraded. Jessica Williamson tells us about some of the new features.
High amounts of water traffic have caused erosion at Intracoastal Park. The parish has reclaimed land and is taking measures to protect the shoreline.
We're reclaiming the eroded bank with lime-stabilized clay and stone to reshape it, and then we're laying open cell concrete block on top of that that's bound together with cables. There's different types of revetment mats that you can use. They have some that we just use a different version along Henderson Bayou in Prion Lake Park, which is a fabric that you pump with flowable fill. It just looks a little different, and over the course of time, you know, it'll break down, but it doesn't take as much abuse as this would. So we use a heavier mat here that'll stand up to that type of abuse that we have here with all the barge traffic that we have running down the Intercoastal.
The land between Ellender Bridge and the old boat launch on the east end of the park is being expanded, and revetment mats are put into place. A level walking surface is also being constructed, complete with ADA accessible ramps.
Every time we do a new project, we look at the ADA compliance issues involved with that and try to correct any that we have. On either side of the new boat launch, we have handicap access ramps. So that'll get you from the upper level down to the level walking surface, and it's fully ADA compliant.
Handicap parking spots are also being constructed just near the ramp access point. The majority of the funding for the project comes from a grant.
I had a total budget of $1.5 million, and currently our contract is sitting just under $1.3 million. The project is partially funded by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. The grant with that agency is $1 million, and the remaining funds come from the police jury locally.
Once completed, the park will provide bank fishing access, something that makes it unique to parks in the area.
I guess the most exciting part of this project is that for the last 20, 30 years, those of us who have utilized this launch, I used to launch here when I was a kid, and you could launch, but you couldn't fish from the bank unless you wanted to fight the high weeds, and then you had all the critters in the weeds. Now you'll actually be able to come out here and fish, even if you don't have a boat. A few years ago, we managed to do that at Calcasieu Point, and it's been a big hit. I think everybody's willing to say that that project was a success. And you can see that every day when you go out there and see the amount of fishermen that are there. We expect to see the same thing here. I know for me it's nice, you know, like I said, I launched here when I was a child, and you couldn't fish from the bank. Well, now I can bring my nephew out here and go fishing. I don't have to worry about having a boat. I think it's a pretty good thing.
For the Parish Line, I'm Jessica Williamson.
The park remains open during the renovation process. The project is expected to be completed in July. The Police Jury's Animal Services and Adoption Center is conducting its annual low-cost spay and neutering program. Margaret Higgins brings us the details.
Calcasieu Parish Animal Services and Adoption Center has a program designed to help families with pets in need of spaying or neutering. Operations Manager Jerry Roy gives us the details.
We have a low-cost spay or neuter option, I guess you could say. And what that means basically is if you make a certain amount, it's basically for government assistance. People that are on government assistance of any type, they can go to a variety of vets here in Calcasieu Parish and pay $10 or $20 to get their animal fixed, spayed or neutered. And all they have to do is come into the shelter and show proof of that government assistance, and we give them a little voucher for them. And they bring that to the vet and pay their $20 and get their animal fixed. A lot of people can't afford that $70, $80 that it does cost, so we came up with this option, and it's working out pretty good.
Roy tells us what the requirements are to qualify.
And whenever you're given government assistance, they give you a letter, and it basically tells you how much a month that you're allowed to get. That letter right there is what we would need in order to process. When we bring your driver's license And when we take the information from your driver's license and that letter and incorporate it into our voucher form. And then while you're at the front counter, we make arrangements with the vet to show which date you're going to bring it. And they give you all the instructions on, you know, don't feed your animal after 10:30 at night, and have it there by 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And you pick it up from the vet that afternoon. And the animal doesn't even have to come here.
If you don't fall within the guidelines of this program, you can still get help.
They do have another deal where if you dial 1-800-248-7729, which is Spay USA, they can also help you out. So it's a secondary options.
For more information on the Spay-Neuter program, call Calcasieu Parish Animal Services and Adoption Center at 721-3730. For the Parish Line, I'm Margaret Higgins.
You are watching the Parish Line, a production of CGov, the Calcasieu Parish Government Channel. The Business and Career Center is moving in with the Office of Community Services. J.P. Booth tells us more about the move.
The Police Jury's Office of Community Services is getting a new roommate. The Calcasieu Parish Business and Career Center is moving downtown to its new 3rd Street home.
We are packing up to move to a new location. We've been here approximately 10 years. We've had downsizing, and so the space that we're in now, we don't need as much space. So we're moving to a smaller building that's going to accommodate the staff that we have here now.
Simeon says that being in the same building as the Office of Community Services will allow for more fluid business practices.
There is some better cohesiveness with us being under that same umbrella. We get to learn about all the other departments, what their services are, what the needs of their clients are, and try to make some connection with the clients that we serve. We serve the economically disadvantaged. We also serve those persons who are looking for work. We deal with a lot of employers. We are employer-based, where if employer has a job opening and we need to fill that job opening for that employer, they can come here and we'll help them with that. We post job orders on our Louisiana Virtual One-Stop System, which goes statewide or parish-wide. You can gear it to what you need it for. And then those persons who are looking for work can go on laworks.net and access that information. Or they can come here to the center and do a one-on-one with staff and get more information.
Even though staff will be packing and unpacking, citizens are still encouraged to come in and utilize services that the Career Center has to offer.
Well, I just want to say that even though we're going to be packing and moving for these basically 2 weeks, we're going to move our skills labs, which is the meat and potatoes of what we do. We have membership where people come in and register, and then we have the skills lab where they come in and look for work on the computer, do their resumes, do cover letters, whatever it is or it takes for them to get a job. We're going to try to move those labs first next week and set them up first so that even though staff may not be completely out of boxes, that we'll have the membership and skills development labs already set up.
In addition to the skills lab being available, a mobile unit has been brought in to allow residents to continue their job search.
We have a mobile unit outside from the Louisiana Workforce Commission where we're able to provide services, minimal services, but still provide services to clients that are coming in. We deal with a lot of people who are drawing unemployment benefits, and they have certain criteria that they have to meet in order to keep getting their benefits, such as job searching, such as doing their resumes, because we ultimately want to get these people off of the unemployment benefit roll. So we're still providing some of those services in the mobile unit.
For the Parish Line, I'm J.P. Booth.
The Business and Career Center is scheduled to be up and running in its new location on May 21st. That's the Parish Line for the month of May. Thanks for watching. For more information on any of these stories or to see the program online, visit our website at cppj.net.